What's going on, guys? This is Tyree, and I want to get right into this subject today for you to hear. Sit down, grab yourself a coffee, and just hear me out. I want to tell you why your marriage still has a chance. I want to tell you why, in the event of a separation or divorce, why do you and your marriage still have a chance? And the reason I come up with that idea and that opinion is because it still has you involved. Somebody who is willing to put himself last. You see, what I come to understand when it comes to, our partners in opposite sex or whatever like that, a lot of things happen. A lot of changes happen really fast. They want to get out of the marriage. They feel like they're not free. They feel like they're dragging you down. Sometimes, don't underestimate what a spouse will do when they feel like they're the dead weight. They will fight you with everything that they have. They will rip and tear away from you as much as they can because they feel like until they are from up under you or from up under the same roof or no longer tied to you, then they are free, which is a hard idea to even think of, let alone hear. But don't despair, because when people pull away from you, they're pulling away with their feelings. They're pulling away with the feelings of, I just gotta get away. It's about me. I need to be happy. I need to do this for me. Everybody else will be okay if they don't have to deal with me. And maybe they're right, but they're going about it in a misguided kind of way. See, when you're a standing husband, you're standing for your relationship, you're standing for your marriage, you have this unique opportunity to lead with love. And what I mean by love, I don't mean all the lovey-dovey type and, oh, baby, come hug me because I'm feeling all weak and I feel like without you, I'm nothing. It's not none of that. It is love in the sense of, I will take care of you no matter what it is that you are trying to do. And it doesn't stop with just one person. I've come to understand that if you're doing everything you can for one person and then everybody else is getting the slack, what's left over, the sticky stuff at the bottom of the barrel, then you are idolizing. You're idolizing your spouse. And if you're going to idolize your spouse, you have then moved God out of the way and put them in his place. That's why your marriage is not where it needs to be. But because of this realization, the fact that you are sitting here listening to this podcast right now means that you have thought beyond idolizing your spouse. You've thought beyond idolizing your own personal situation. You no longer pray about just you. You also pray about your spouse. If your spouse is seeing someone else, you're probably praying about that someone else. And if you're not, maybe you should start, because that person is only around because there's something that they don't have. They've only come around because there's something that they don't have. And they feel like they can get it from your marriage. God allows things to happen to us. You got to understand that if God loves you and God allows it to happen, then God is the ultimate teacher. He's like having a loving father who's learned to be a little less hands-on. One of the strongest teaching methods that you could ever experience. And by doing so, by him being hands off, he's then instructing us to be hands off. Listen, you can look, you can watch, you can care for, you can love, you can pray over, you can stand over, you can fall back, but you can be hands off. You don't have to be so hands on. If I'm making sense to you right now, I want you guys to go ahead and hit that clap or like or whatever it is that we do on the podcast. I want you to go ahead and hit that right now if what I'm saying makes sense to you. Because I'm noticing that in a lot of men that we are worried about what she is doing, or if your partner, even if you're a woman, you're worried about what your husband is doing. I've said this time and time again. You've probably heard this time and time again. How your partner treats you has nothing to do with the way that you treat them. If God sees all, he doesn't need you to point the fingers. If God sees all, he doesn't need you to remind him about what's going on in the situation. I know this because I've done it myself. I've sat there and I've said, God, can't you see what she's doing to me, Lord? Can't you see what I'm going through? Can't you feel the pain? Can't you see the pain that I'm going through? I was hurt too, Lord, and this, that, blah, 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 blah. God said you lay your problems at his feet. He did not say, call me every 2 seconds and tell me your problems. You've got to do something. You can't just sit there. You've got to do something. But to get back to my point, as long as you're the one that's willing to do something, as long as one person is in that marriage trying to do something, there is still an opportunity. There's still time. There's still a chance, because your spouse may leave. Go with a whole nother person, and then all of a sudden they're getting pressured from that one person to not deal with you, your possible children, whatever money matters are going on. They're going to get pressure from that other party. They're going to get pressure, and then they're going to be stressed at home with them. And yes, they might even blame you. I advise you to stand your ground, because we all know it's at that point, it's not about you. You've made your choice and they have made theirs. So everybody's going to have to deal with the decisions that they make. And it doesn't require you to point it out, because it's already going to manifest itself in time. What I'm asking for you to do, I'm inviting you to do, is keep your arms open. Keep your arms open. Keep your heart open, because one day they're going to call. They're going to text you. They're going to want to tell you how their day went. They're going to tell you about how things weren't so great for them. Because whoever it is that you were married to, if they want to separate from you, it's because they're still trying to find themselves. And as a husband, you have to be able to understand that. If they have to find themselves, they have to find themselves. And understand that when they want to be with somebody else, yes, they are committing a sin. Yes, that is adultery. But they're also putting themselves in danger, possible danger. So you don't pray about, get away from that man, or for women, get away from that other woman. You pray over the Lord. Pray over their health. Pray over the fact that they will come home and understand that what they're doing, it's not to just say it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't respond to it. Oh, this is right. This is right. This is wrong. This is wrong. You don't have to do that anymore. You tell them, listen, it's not fulfilling. There is no love. Personally, this is me personally speaking from experience. There's no love that fills you. No intimacy that fills you like being with your spouse. I don't care if you're addicted to porn, if you find every woman attractive, if you have a hard time keeping it in your pants, I don't know, whatever the case may be, we can work on that. Speaking of which, if you guys were to work on that and you wanted to, email me, because you know what? That's one of the things that I do in my mentorship program. But there is no love like receiving love from your spouse. It is whole. It is unique. It is caring. And it's familiar. Be familiar, but be willing to expand and evolve who you are and what the relationship was prior to all of what has transpired, and have the faith and ability to continue that evolution after all is said and done. Just because she comes back home, fellas or ladies, if he comes back home, that doesn't mean it's over. It's just beginning. All right, you guys, that's for today's episode. Like I said, if you're interested, we have a prayer devotional journal, which is free, absolutely free for you. All you have to do is click the link in the description. I'll leave it down in the comment section for you guys. As always, share this episode, watch the episode, tag anybody who you believe needs to hear this or see this. We're not done yet, and there's more episodes coming down the line. If you have a question, if you have an idea for a post, just let me know. And let's talk about it so we can get it on the podcast. All right, you guys, I'm getting ready to head out, and you have a wonderful day.